Hello, my name is Julia, and this is Space Daily News channel. On April 20, the Starship Super Heavy rocket was launched and the company's huge 120-meter rocket rose to an altitude of 38 kilometers. But 2 minutes after launch, the rocket lost control. So the command of self-destruct had to be given and the rocket was blown up. The explosion of the rocket led to its complete destruction and the wreckage of the rocket fell into the ocean. A few hours later they began to be carried ashore, surrounding the launch base of SpaceX in Boca Chica. SpaceX asked the public not to scatter the debris for souvenirs, but to report all information about the findings to the company's hotline. All of this sounds like a complete failure. However, not everything is so obvious. First, it's worth remembering that SpaceX is building the largest and heaviest rocket in the world. SpaceX doesn't aim to create the perfect rocket all at once, but uses a method of rapid prototyping and testing to identify and eliminate design and technology flaws. Each unsuccessful rocket launch provides valuable insight into what needs to be improved or changed in the next prototype. In this way, SpaceX saves time in developing its ambitious project. Second, the rocket did not explode during liftoff, which was quite likely because Starship Super Heavy has 33 engines in its first stage alone, and the total amount of fuel in the rocket's tanks is about 4,800 tons. Secondly, the Starship has overcome the Max Q, or the zone of maximum aerodynamic loads, which begins at an altitude of about 12 kilometers, where the atmosphere is still thick enough. That is, the launch vehicle has proven that it has sufficient margin of safety not to collapse under such loads. Thirdly, 3 engines of the first stage of the rocket failed to start and another 3 failed in flight. However, the rocket was still able to break away from the launch platform and rise to an altitude of 38 kilometers above the ground, without 6 engines. The main reason for the loss of controllability was said to be explosion of the hydraulic control unit about 30 seconds after liftoff. Therefore, the flight and explosion of the Starship rocket of Elon Musk is not a failure, but a new stage in development of the Super Heavy launch vehicles, especially since the head of the company, Elon Musk, wrote in his Twitter account that the next test flight will take place in a few months. The new pair to go into space will presumably be the prototype S-26 and the booster B-9. The main difference from the blasted prototype B-7 is the rejection of the hydraulic thrust vector system in favor of electric actuators for the 13 central engines. However, in addition to preparing a new spacecraft and booster, SpaceX will have to rebuild the launch pad. A crater about 20 meters in diameter and several meters deep was formed under the launch table, and debris from the pad was scattered up to 600 meters. Concrete and metal debris sliced secondary communications under the launch pad. The service room protection was punctured, and the protective covers of the refueling infrastructure tanks were damaged. However, the steel edge of the launch pad survived the Starship takeoff, and it's likely that the launch pad can be repaired. Elon Musk acknowledged a design miscalculation with the launch table and said SpaceX plans to place a massive water-cooled steel plate underneath it to avoid such significant damage to the launch pad in the future. Fortunately, SpaceX can afford to blow up a rocket or two in order to build a more robust and reliable launch vehicle, so we wait for more launches and stay tuned.